Good evening and welcome to the Woman to Woman TV show. It's a podcast, ladies and gentlemen, and I'd like to welcome you. I'm Wanda Carter, your host, and this evening we're going to be talking about agriculture, farming, deserts, food deserts. And then later we're going to have Levette come on at Garfield Park and talk to us about the skating event they have over there. So welcome. Can I take just a moment? I'll have each one of you take just a moment to introduce yourselves. And
Happy New Year, Happy New Year to all of us that's here and those that's to come. Shirley McLaurin is a representative with Econo for Life, LLC. We're online distributors and manufacturers of natural, organic, and plant-based products and services. And thank you for this opportunity.
Hello. Yes, this is hello,
Hi, Chris.
Wanda Carter. Good to hear from you. I am Christopher Ellington. I'm the treasurer of the IC Network, and I'm also a proud supporter of Chicago Communicator newspaper.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Christopher. All right.
Campbell, retired civil rights officer.
Thank you.
You're
Appreciate that. Now, I don't know the names, but I see some numbers, so I'm going to give the last 4 digits of the number, and please introduce yourself. So I have 7273.
Yes. Good evening, Mrs. Carter. This is Frederick Williams.
How are you?
Executive. We are almost famous, don't you know? I am the executive director of Chicago Black Wall Street, far south suburban.
All right.
And I'm also the executive director of the George Washington Carver Farms. And I receive my marching orders directly from Reverend Dr. Albert Sampson. And I take my corner office very seriously because, Prince, you know, we taught the world.
All right. Prince, would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. My name is Prince Dr. Sa Amiel. I'm the head of the African Hebrew Israelite Nation in Israel and around the world. I'm a restaurateur. I'm also, I have a 14-acre farm in Linwood. I've been farming on my land for the last few years, and we're getting ready for the spring seeding and all of that as we speak. Also, I'm big in the entertainment field, getting record deals for people. I've got my own record deals, all of that. So I'm into the whole cultural reality as it relates to how we operate as a people.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just saying I familiarized myself based upon the work that I've done the last 50 years, because we actually created the newest nation on the planet, was the African Hebrew Israelite Nation of Jerusalem. A lot of people don't know that because we haven't marketed and promoted it or whatever. And we're still dealing with geopolitical issues and all that kind of stuff. But we are a nation, a budding nation. So
I'm going to come back to you, Prince. Prince, I'm going to come back to you so I can let Fred, who has the first 15 minutes, and then you come next, Prince, he's going to talk to us about agriculture. So, Fred, you now have the floor.
Ma'am.
You have the floor, sir.
Okay, I think 7 minutes will be enough.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
I am under the gun. I have 2 deadlines on my desk. The first one.
What are they for?
Oh, well, agriculture and entertainment for the most part.
Okay.
The first date is my number one buddy, Norman Bistro, here in Bronxville at 43rd and Ellis and room 43, Lake Park.
Mm-hmm.
I am how shall I say, Rat Pack. We are the oldest social Black organization in Chicago.
Okay.
Norman's Bistro has just acquired a multi-million-dollar deal with the city of Chicago and the Park District to transform Rainbow Beach. Our goal and mission is to make Rainbow twice what North Avenue Beach is, because we are 4 times the size.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the heyday, Rainbow Beach regularly had up to 40,000 visitors consistently on the weekend. So if Norman plans on bringing 30, 40,000 people, where's the food going to come from? He's not a farmer. Currently now, all the food that he serves come from white suppliers, and that's not acceptable. So our mission to everyone online is, how do we make Rainbow Beach one of the most profitable urban farms in South Shore?
So it's going to be an urban
time
farm? It's going to be an urban farm. I just want to clarify. Okay.
Yeah.
An urban farm.
Well, South Shore had at one time, when Mrs. Jackson, Sandy Jackson, were in office, she had a garden there. We built a garden, and we also even had bees.
Mm-hmm.
So our plan now is to go extremely high tech and incorporate my boxcar shipping containers. And we take ordinary boxcar shipping containers and we convert them. They are 60 foot long. That's the largest they make. 60 footers.
Okay.
55 footers, 40 footers. You can grow a lot of food in there year round.
So have you all started the project already? I'm asking questions, Fred. Have you all started the project already? Okay.
Have we did what now?
I've asked, had you started the project already?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
Norman just signed a deal with the village and the city for Rainbow Beach last year. We did a soft opening. We have totally converted the concession stand now to Norman Bistro on the lake.
Okay.
And the Park District has built a huge deck that will hold 300 people easily, directly in front of the concession stand.
Okay. Now, Fred, you're gonna have to open up and let people ask questions because so the floor is open. You have any questions? Anybody would like to ask?
Let me close on one.
I have a question.
Let me close on 2 more points, please.
Okay, all
right.
The
reason why the boxcar shipping containers are so important, they do 2 things. The boxcar shipping container will allow us to grow food for the very first time, hydroponic, aquaponic, year round. And with the plant $10,000 startup money, that is to convert one of those boxcar shipping containers into a total vegan restaurant, where we will be primarily serving vegan sushi and the plant-based Impossible Burger meat that has made Burger King so successful. This is a
plant. Wait, let me ask you a question, Fred. So the plant burgers that are at Burger King are the burgers that you guys make?
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
in the back of the yard. That's the Impossible Burger, not to be confused with Beyond Burger.
Okay.
Now, that is made with the plant, the back of the yard. That's at 4600 South Loomis. We occupy the old historic with executive office and historic packing company.
Okay.
And we have totally, everyone and anyone who has been inside the plant, raise your hand.
Has anybody been in the plant?
If anybody on the line know anything about what the plant is about, raise your hand.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, Sandra
I'm going to
does.
be very honest with you. This is the first
Sandra
time I've ever
does.
heard anything about it. That's Shirley McLaurin in Chicago.
Okay.
Well, the
But I
plant,
think
the plant has been in existence going on 10 years or more. And there's not one black vendor, not one black executive director but me. There's not one black anything in the 6-story building but me.
Whoa.
The $10,000 grant is to spearhead their end goal. Their end goal is to introduce vegan sushi and the plant-based product, Bronzeville in particular. Because don't tell anyone this. The CEO of the plant lives in Bronzeville, and he's married to a black queen, and he's Irish or whatever, but I don't hold it against him. So that's where they have a preference. They have a relationship. They have a relationship with Alderman Dow. And the boxcar shipping containers that they are going to make, Prince, this is absolutely zero waste. Zero waste. That means that this boxcar shipping container produces its own energy. So,
now, Fred, you have a question from Sandra, and then I
have a question.
And then Margot has a question. Okay, so Sandra.
Okay. My question, one of the things you just answered was about the hydro agriculture, the hydroponics. And you said you're going to have how many shipping containers are going to be there? Are going to be using for this project?
Well, I need right now probably at least 4 or 5 units to be converted into aquaponic and hydroponic farms, because they will be spread out. The first one, of course, will be here in Bronzeville at our most iconic location, Boxville, Bronzeville. We currently now are up to about 26 boxcar shipping containers on campus that we convert into a variety of businesses, but we are concentrating on turning them into restaurants. But the only thing that's missing with that picture, we are not producing food.
Correct.
We buy our food outside. So with a container farm on campus, we don't have to go out of our neighborhood. I mean, it doesn't grow everything, but it would help quite a bit.
And that's what I was going to ask you. How much? That's what I was going to ask. How much of a savings are you guys looking at?
Pardon me?
How much of a savings are you guys looking at by growing your own vegetables with a hydroculture? I mean, will it be significant? Or
listen, the shipping container grows food year round. We harvest 6, 7, 8, 10 times. Endless. We harvest every day.
No, I'm just asking how much of a savings, since you guys are doing this and you're doing this for your restaurant. I mean, you're talking about it. This is going to be I mean, it's a great venture, whether it's business or not, even if you were doing something with the community. And I'm sure
Right.
none of this will be for sale. But with you doing this, how much does this actually save you guys when you're actually buying the
Well,
produce?
I'm looking at, well, actually, I'm not concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is how many youth I can train and get them engaged in building them. Which is
so the plan is to actually get them to actually do this more throughout the city of Chicago.
Across the country.
Well, I know. Well, you have it going on in different places in the country already. That's why I'm familiar with it. Actually, I'm very familiar with the guy has a building that he has in the New York area where they actually converted this huge warehouse, and that's what they actually grow. So I've got a chance to really follow them and see how they actually have grown. I mean, they started out small and they're really huge now. So I know it's something that they were hoping that would catch on more. And I think COVID kind of slowed it down a little bit, but it didn't adversely impact his business because he was still able to provide, like you say, they harvest daily and they get to rotate daily. Right, every day. Yeah. And I mean, he's grown his staff and he gets a whole bunch of credit from the federal government with the people that he has. So, I mean, it's a great thing. I think it's wonderful. I think it's something that I'm glad you're doing it with the Park District, and I'm excited to hear about it, and I'll be following you guys. I wish you the best of luck.
Okay, thank you, Sandra. Margot had a question for you.
Okay, let me say one more key 3-minute presentation.
All right, I'm
okay.
We are totally turning our most iconic shopping district green at 71st and State Street. We all have visited our most treasured customer, the fish market. Last Friday, we celebrated 68 years of them there. Since 69 years, since 1951.
Okay.
They have been there. And now, Prince, we are developing the South End. There's a young man named Eric. Eric has purchased the last 4 storefronts on the far end of State, which his location is 72nd and State. It's one of the most upscale men's clothing stores, Black-owned, I have ever seen.
You're right. My grandson got his prom suit from him. Great business.
Pardon? Yeah. Now, the location where he makes his printing of T-shirts and sweatshirts, there's a father and son. And Prince, do you know where Rochester, Illinois is? They are the number one Black grower of microgreens. They came to our office. They say they can't keep up with the demand. They want us to move. They want us to move the clothing out of that location so they can grow microgreens.
Prince, you know about that?
Huh?
So
you know about that?
Absolutely. We've been in agriculture since we moved to Israel.
Okay. So
microgreen is big.
Okay. So I'm building 4 containers in the back with a greenhouse. We have a huge amount of land. Next door to the boutique, it used to be a furniture store, 5,000 square feet. We're bringing in 20 to 25 vendors at a cost of $500 a month.
Okay.
We also in talk. Let me close. We also in talk with the 2 storefronts on the north side of the of the fish place to cook and sell all of their seafood. So we want to turn the building green. We're going to put a rooftop garden up there. We're going to grow food on the roof of the furniture store and hopefully the boutique with solar panels.
Okay.
And maybe a dome for the winter. Those are our goals immediately.
All right. Thank you.
Because we're certainly not going to rebuild that building the way that they did in 1900s. We don't need gas lines.
Okay.
We have no need for gas.
Fred, now I got to open the floor to folks that want to ask you questions. Like Margot, you wanted to ask something.
Go right ahead.
You mentioned the South Shore area. You mentioned the Rainbow Beach area. And I kind of, you were talking, but I could not understand what you said you wanted to develop over in that area. Is that 79th? Is that 70? Okay, is that off of
South Shore Drive?
Oh, 77th or South. Okay.
79th.
Rainbow Beach.
I know where it is because I grew up in that area. There's a huge water reclamation plant that sits right at the edge of the beginning of 78th because my uncle works over there. So I was just trying to find out where on the Rainbow Beach area were
we placing the farm? Well, the farm will be more or less to the south of the concession stand.
Well, that's right in the door. Oh, okay. So that's right in the door of the water reclamation plant.
The water reclamation plant.
There's a parking lot that's right behind the where the concession stand is.
Yes,
correct.
Yes.
Right.
Do you know what that big field house is?
Yeah.
It's a big, huge 2-3-story field house. Correct?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, the garden space will be primarily in that general area we want it. We don't want the garden farm to be too far from the concession stand because we want the workers in the shelves to be able to come and back and forth to harvest or whatever they need. So we want to try primarily make it all part of that one campus. But the end goal is to convert that whole theme and make Rainbow Beach accessible in the summer for day camp. Then we get an opportunity to introduce the young children to the garden and the farming and all the other activities. Golf, swimming, baseball,
Fred, we're going to have to cut you off and let some folks ask some questions. Margot, did you have any other questions?
No, I'm done.
Okay. I'd like to take just a moment to introduce Teresa. And Teresa, introduce yourself. And then let's see, we have, I thought someone else came on. Yes, a Cicely McClendon. And then we're going to go to Prince Omniel because he's the second speaker and we're going to talk about farming. So take just a moment, Teresa. Tell us who you are, what you do.
Teresa Hughes. I am a advocate for Black contractors, women, and men with that deal with City of Chicago, Cook County, and the state of Illinois to help with assisting them with the contract issues. I am also an advocate for Black farmers, and that's pretty much. Oh, and I'm also an advocate for seniors. So that's enough from me.
All right. Cicely, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Greetings, everybody. I'm Cicely McClennan, your boy. I have a background in ag development, agribusiness development, product development. I'm working with the Global Institute as the media and communication strategist. I also do a lot of consulting around global community engagement. And I've worked with some of the people on this call to support markets, farmers, uh, to create added value products and distribution and that type of thing.
Well, thank you. That's very interesting. Questions for her? Anybody?
I just want to say something, Wanda, real quick. I invited Cicely because she has a wealth of knowledge and she is legit for real. So I wanted to bring her on to introduce her to you guys. And she's working with a group of people from Africa that I mean, she's fabulous. So that's why I wanted to introduce and bring her on tonight. And I know Prince too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Prince Amniel, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. And thank you, Cicely. We're going to move on to the next topic, which is farming. And we have our very special guest, Prince Amniel. He's going to talk to us about I think you have a 16-acre farm, Prince?
14, yeah.
14-acre farm.
14,
and what that's all about and how we can work with him with that farm. Prince, tell us, take the show.
Well, shalom, everybody. I had no idea I'd be on the phone with a lot of people I knew. So it's amazing how things go around in circles. But yes, I'm a farmer, but we've been farming since we left America. And we have our own farms in Israel. We feed ourselves. And we sell vegan products all over Israel. And we were the largest distributor of tofu. Many of you, I don't know whether you know tofu, but tofu is made from soybeans. And so we had actually cornered that market, and we had cornered the market with value-added products, and from burgers to different types of meals or whatever. And most of you know that we've been vegans for like over close to 60 years. And we had 13 restaurants, 13 vegan restaurants around the world. 2 of them in Israel, a couple in California. I had one in Bermuda, DC, Atlanta, different parts of Florida. So as it relates to the vegan market, we actually created the vegan market. And you know, like Fred is talking about sushi, man, we had sushi like almost 40 years ago, because since we were vegans, we tried to create everything that we were familiar with and create it in a vegan way, so that we could expose people to veganism. So we got the oldest vegan restaurant in America, which is on 75th in Indiana. So having said that, we're used to feeding ourselves because we're a nation. So